Okay, so for the new people, because we are on the day 22 of 28, some of the things you may have hard time following, but stick with us. Eventually, it all starts to make sense. And July 7th morning, we are going to start a new session of this book again. So whatever you don't understand now, we're gonna you will have another opportunity. And this book we will continue to do once we finish once we will start again after 2 or 3 days a break. So this is a continuation. This is not something that we start and stop. This is we start, we read the book once, we go over the practices once, we do all the 28 days practice, and then after 2 or 3 days of break, we start again. Okay, so that was just the housekeeping I wanted everybody to know. So, day 22, before your very eyes. It's a very small chapter, but just like most of the other chapters, I say, once again, one of the beautiful chapters in this book, how Rhonda Byrne is taking us further ahead in the journey of gratitude. This chapter, I can also say, like, we have covered quite a few things of this chapter in the practices before as well. But treat this chapter as another reinforcement of what we have learned. The law of attractions, the thoughts, the feelings, the gratitude, everything comes together one more time. So, this world, after all our science and sciences, is still a miracle. Wonderful, inscrutable, magical, and more to whosoever will think of it. So nowadays, what is happening is everybody wants a proof, everybody wants a research, everybody wants to do the practical, and then they want evidence in terms of research and practical outcomes under the label of sciences before they start believing. But despite of all the effort that the humankind has put in to be able to answer all the questions that comes in our mind, there are still a lot of things in this world that we do not understand. And then we label them as miracle, magical, but we are not able to provide a clear-cut scientific reasoning behind everything. And this was written by Thomas Carlyle, a writer and historian. 7 years ago, when I first discovered the secret and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all of my desires. It was a long list. At that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desires could come true. So we have done this exercise too, right? At the beginning of the book and in between the chapters, we have written our dreams, we have written our desires that we want to work on. And the dreams and the desires could have been in any area, your career, health, education, your relationships. It can be anything. New home, new car, anything. Now, what Rhonda Byrne is saying is 7 years ago, when she identified that she could get anything from gratitude, she made that list. And at that time, many of her desires, where she was in life, she did not think could come true. Nevertheless, I took my top 10 desires and I carried them with me on a piece of paper every single day. Whenever I had an opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much gratitude for each desire as I could, as though I had received it. With my number one desire, the desire I wanted more than anything else, I kept it constantly in my mind, and I would say the magic words, thank you, for it multiple times in a day, and feel as if it had come true. We have talked about this before also, right? And we worked on it quite a bit yesterday when we were doing the vision boards. And we did talk about you have a dream and you start putting your gratitude and start saying thank you even before you have received it. What happens with that? Every time you get confused with why do you have to think in a certain way? Why do you have to feel the gratitude? Start thinking about the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction going to do? If you are in good feeling, law of attraction, we all understand by now the law of attraction. If we are in good feeling, universe is going to give us a lot of new opportunities to feel good. If we start paying our gratitudes and we start living in gratitude, the universe is going to give you a lot of opportunities to remain in gratitude. When do we feel the gratitude? We feel the gratitude when we like something. So the universe is going to give us a lot of experiences, a lot of opportunities that we like. Think about it. Did it ever happen that you were not happy about something and you start saying thank you? It takes a conscious effort, right? You get into a good feeling when you start getting good experiences, new opportunities. And the more you start saying thank you, more of those experiences are going to come your way. And now this is magical. One by one, every desire on my list magically appeared before my very eyes. Remember when she was saying that 6 or 7 years ago, wherever Rhonda Byrne was in her life, she could not think with a logical mind that she can achieve all her desires. But as she practiced gratitude, as she practiced law of attraction, I received my desires one after other, right? And then what did she do? One by one, every desire on my list magically appeared before my eyes. As I received my desires, I would cross them off my list. And when I had new desires, I would add them to my list. Many of you are in the other group for the vision board as well, and you guys were in the session yesterday. We shared a magic book there, right? Pay attention to that. It's not one sheet of paper, it's a whole book. You keep writing your dreams, your desires. It can be a small dream, it can be a big dream. And once you start receiving it, how good are you going to feel by looking at it? And what happens? So, I am a big fan of a book versus one-page vision board. The reason being, when you have a book and you start receiving it, you have the proof in front of your eyes over next many months. Oh, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. Not everything is going to come true in a day or two. We had a sharing a few days ago when Sakshi wrote a magic check, and one day she spoke to me. It never comes true for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And a day or two later, she shared that she got a magic check. So sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer. Sometimes you have to say a little bit more gratitude. You have to show a little bit more patience. And the big thing is you have to trust the process. If you start doubting, you're not in good energy. Put the law of attraction. If you don't trust the process, and if you start doubting, I have written a list of my dreams. I don't think they're going to come true. Why will they come true? Do I even deserve? What is the law of attraction going to do? It's going to give you a lot more opportunities where you will continue to doubt, where you will continue to confuse yourself. That's it. You're not going to achieve those dreams. You're going to stick in that confusion zone. One of my desires from my original long list was to travel to Bora Bora near Tahiti. After spending a beautiful week at the exact place in Bora Bora I had listed, Another beautiful thing happened. I was flying to the mainland of Tahiti on my way home when the airplane stopped en route to pick up passengers. The flight had been empty, but it filled to the brim with native Tahitians, and suddenly laughter, smiling faces, and happiness that was palpable surrounded me. As I enjoyed the short flight with these beautiful people, it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. They were grateful. They were grateful to be alive. They were grateful to be on the plane. They were grateful to be with each other. They were grateful for where they were going. They were grateful for everything. I could have stayed on that plane and traveled around the world with them. It felt so good to be with them. And then it struck me that I had just received my final desire. Bora Bora was the last desire on my original long list. And the reason I was on that plane was before my very eyes. Gratitude. Think about it. I want to take it one step further, right? So if you think about her desire, visit Bora Bora. That is to see the place. When you have this mindset of being in gratitude, and I keep repeating myself in every single class, if you are in gratitude, universe is going to give you more opportunities, more experience to feel more gratitude. Take this example. She wanted to see Bora Bora. She was already there. What happened next? She got surrounded by these people who are laughing, they are happy with each other. They created a good surrounding around Rhonda Byrne, right? So her experience to visit Bora Bora, what happened suddenly? It enhanced. The whole experience enhanced from not just, I visited Bora Bora. It got enhanced to, she got the company of all these people who created a beautiful environment around her to make her more happy, to show her more gratitude, more laughter. So the experience also gets enhanced. I hope you guys are able to understand this. I'm going to share a personal experience. So, yesterday night, I went to see Gaurav Gupta's show in Toronto. Okay. We bought cheap tickets because, in our mind, a friend of mine and I went, we were like, he's a comedian. He's going to be telling the jokes. Why do we need to pay the front row tickets, which were about 150 when I was looking for the tickets on Ticketmaster? We paid $45 tickets, both my friend and I. We go there, we reach there, and now it sounds very, um, how can this happen? But literally, when we entered, they checked our tickets, and the lady says, oh, we are giving some upgraded tickets at no extra cost. Talk to that guy, and you are selected. I don't know on what basis, honestly, but talk to that gentleman over there. We go to him. Think about it. We were way at the back. He puts us on the fifth row from the front on a $45 ticket. So these are the things that you are going to start experiencing when you remain in this mindset, when you remain in this feeling of gratitude, humility. These are the things that you will start experiencing. When I say this, some people would be, how is it even possible? I don't have an answer. From a scientific perspective, the only scientific explanation I have is law of attraction. I went there. I was in a lot of gratitude. I got this opportunity to see this comedian. I went with a lot of curiosity It was my first time experiencing him. The venue was first time I went to in Toronto downtown. But these are the real life examples that I can give. And that's what I do when I say I can 100% guarantee you're going to experience it based on my experience. And some of you ask me, how can you guarantee that? How can you be so sure? Just based on my own experiences. So I hope it makes sense. I have shared this story as an inspiration for you because no matter how big your desires seem to be, you can receive them through gratitude. Even more than that, gratitude will bring a joy and happiness for life that you have never felt before. And that is truly priceless. From the time I began using gratitude and the law of attraction to the time I received my final desire on my original list was 4 years. To give you an idea of the enormousness of receiving all my desires in that amount of time, when I created my desire list, my company was $2 million in debt. And I had 2 months before I would be forced to shut it down and would lose my home and everything I owned. If you guys want, you guys can go on YouTube and try to find Rhonda Burns. And if you look at her story, she started from basically very little to equivalent of no money and then rising very high. She made the secret movie. She didn't have money. She didn't have the investors. She put all her money and she had to go in a lot of debt. And then she bounced back. So if you guys are curious, you can do a little bit of research on Google or on YouTube. But the one thing I want to highlight is actually two things. When we ask you to write your desires or the dreams, there is no wrong dream. There is no wrong dream because it is too big. There is no dream that is too distant to you. You can achieve anything and everything, right? The second thing I want to highlight is timing. Please be patient with the time. You want something today doesn't mean it's going to come to you by evening. Some things may, depending on what the dream is. Some things may not. Some things are going to take years, right? Um, One thing that you also have to understand is everything that is coming to us is through the law of attraction. If you have stayed in negativity for years and years and years and years at a time, to have the mind shift towards good vibes, good feelings, positivity, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. But trust that time, trust that process. Do not doubt your dreams. Do not doubt your desires that they're too big, too distant. I don't deserve it. No, we all deserve it. Right? I have shared in my previous sessions that I was at a point where I was told I will never walk again. And that was in 2017. I was told painkillers and assistive walking device. 2026, 9 years later, I trekked 270 kilometers in May. It's all possible. It's all possible with your mind. It's all possible with the law of attraction, and it's all possible um, with practicing these what Rhonda Byrne is saying for 28 days, but then keep repeating itself. We do not stop after 28 days. We get into the cycle again and again and again till you get so familiar with these practices that you start applying them day in and day out. You don't have to, there comes a time when you don't have to think about it. But till you get there, trust the process. It may take time. Not that it may. It will take time. Reading further, the money I owed on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean, to travel to exotic places in the world, to have paid all my debts, to expand my company, to restore every relationship to the best it could be, improve the quality of my family's lives, to be 100% healthy again, and have unlimited energy and excitement for life, along with the usual list of material things. So do not limit your desire list. Can be anything, can be relationships, past love affairs, current relationships, house, cars, companies, businesses, jobs, anything. And my number one desire, which seemed like an absolute impossibility to many of the people around me, was to bring joy to millions of people through my work. Now we all know Rhonda Byrne. If you haven't heard of her before this session, now you know. So think about, I really want you guys to imagine a person who is in debt or who has very small amount of money on the credit card that she is running her life through. How was she able to put a desire list together for a big company? 100% healthy again, unlimited energy, excitement, good relationships. What is usually the mindset of a person who is in debt and have very little tiny money? Are we, if one of us is in that situation right now, are we able to think about standing up a big company? Is it hard? It is absolutely hard. But that is the mindset shift that these practices do to you. That is the mindset shift the feeling of gratitude does to you once you really start not just doing them, start breathing in and out. You wake up in the morning and you start practicing your morning routine with gratitude. You start writing your 10 gratitudes. The very first desire that I received was bringing joy to millions of people through my work. The rest of my desires magically followed, and one by one, as they appeared before my very eyes, I crossed them off my list. And many of us has done it, right? Many of us has done it. We shared some of the examples yesterday. Sunita shared her example yesterday. Somebody shared in the group. I shared the magic check. Many of us have done it. So it all it takes is a mindset shift. And the practices and the law of attraction starts to work. So now it's your turn. After all this talking, now the ball is going to be each one's of your court. It's your turn to use gratitude's magical power to make your desires appear before your very eyes. At the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. We all have created that in the past. Read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize that you have received your desire. This is again the key. We have talked about it many times. When you are visualizing, we do not visualize, oh, 2 years from now, I'm going to be on my ideal weight. No, you visualize as if you have already received your desire. And why do we do that? Because once you get into the feeling that I have already received my dream is now true, you will be able to feel as much gratitude as you can, as if you have it now. Carry your desire list with you today in your pocket. On at least 2 occasions in the day, take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude for each one as you can, as though you have received it. If you want your desires to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purse from this day forward. And whenever you have time, open it up, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can for each one. When your desires appear before your very eyes, cross them off your list and add more. And if you are like me, each time you cross a desire off your list, you will be in tears of joy. Because what seemed impossible was made possible through the magical power of gratitude. Experienced practitioners, there are, I cannot see all the participants right now, but I recognize two names here already who are experienced and who have been doing these practices for many, many months now. And I know they have a list, and every time they get something, I get a text message. Sometimes we just share, oh, I'm crossing this one off of my list because it came true. And it's such a good feeling. Sometimes when we wrote those things, um, like when so the trek I did in May, I had been wanting to do it forever, but I continued to visualize it through the time when I was told I wouldn't be able to walk again, right? Now, when I look at that item on my list and when I was able to cross it out finally, it was such a beautiful feeling. It was such a beautiful feeling. Did it take me time? Of course, it took me time, right? I'm talking my breakdown in the legs 2017. I went on this trek last month. Look at the time, but trust the process. Trust the process and believe in these practices. It's going to happen. It's going to come true if you are able to practice it um, thoroughly and with all your heart. So today's practices, I'm going to make the screen slightly smaller. Day 22, practice number 22. I'm not going to repeat myself. Practice one, we all know in the morning, 10 gratitudes. And at the start of the day, take your top 10 desire list that you created. We all should have it by now. Read through each sentence and desire on your list, and for 1 minute, imagine or visualize that you have received your desire. Feel as much gratitude as you can. Feeling is the game. Carry your desire list with you today in your pocket on at least 2 occasions in the day. Take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude as you can. And just before you sleep, we do the magic rock. We do it every day. I am sure everybody knows this practice by now, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay. The one thing that Rhonda Byrne said in the chapter, but it is not written here. So today you're going to look at that list, visualize each one for a minute on 2 different occasions. But go forward, you can put that list in your wallet or somewhere near or somewhere where it is easily visible to you, so that you can practice this more and more and more. A lot of this we will also cover in the session 2 of the vision board. That is going to happen on Sunday, same time, 8 a.m. So some of this visualization we will cover there as well. If you are not in that group, you can ping us, Sunita or I, and we can add you there. Just if you want to gain a little bit more. Okay, so this is the end of today's chapter and the practices. I'm going to stop share. I see there are 3 chat messages. Okay. What else need to do besides cut the desire you achieved? Celebrate it. I'm gonna so Sakshi,
Yes.
there is a whole process to the visualization, and I know you are in the vision board too. So some of it will be covered there.
Okay.
But if you remember in the previous chapters, we wrote about our desire. Um, how do we feel? What do we do? How do we celebrate? I personally like to do it in addition to just crossing. I go through those feelings. Remember
Mm-hmm.
we did that exercise?
Yeah, right.
Go through all of that because that is gonna again make you get into so much gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and put the law of attraction. The more you're gonna give it, universe is gonna give you a lot more opportunities to get into those feelings again. To get into those feelings again, meaning what? More desires coming true,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Do, do we need to write the gratitude for that?
Of course, why not? So, see,
Mm.
uh, let's take my example. Yesterday, I said, even though it was not on my desire list was only to watch one of Gaurav Gupta's show, right?
Mm-hmm.
The additional everything that happened, upgrade of the ticket, all of that, my whole experience. So, when I do the gratitude today, this morning, I write about yesterday.
Oh, okay. Because I want to book my flight tickets to Phoenix in the cheap price.
Mhm.
So I want to do the some practice for it also.
Sure.
So yeah,
So
okay.
put that in the desire list. Use the
Mm-hmm.
practice that we have done. What are you going to do when you get that? So you have to have a price. What does cheap mean to you? You have to have that
Yeah, I
clarity
have
in
to,
your mind,
yeah. I have written
right?
the price. I make a
Yeah,
vision board also for that. So
there
how
you
does the
go.
ticket look like? Yeah, yeah,
There you
right.
go. And then who are you going to tell first when you get that? How are you going to celebrate the saved money from on your
Okay,
ticket? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to
got
tell
it.
me and come back? Oh, by the way, I got my cheap
Sure,
ticket,
sure, sure. I'll do that. Got it. Thank
right?
you.
Yes, no problem. Yes, Sunita.
Oh, thank you so much. I just have a quick sharing. Yesterday's practice was a magnificent outcome. And the line which was written in the book that thank you for the unexpected money received. Thank you for the magnificent outcome of unexpected money received. I wrote it, I felt it. And today, while this call only, my mom from India sent some amount to me. So, hooray, I'm so happy. That was superb, unexpected. I'm so amazing. And it's so amazing. Magics are happening. Yay. So, everyone, adds up. Keep on applying magnificent outcome. You're going to achieve it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. We have about 3 more minutes. Um, is there somebody's hand up or is it? Oh, that's just Sunita. Okay. We have 3 more minutes. Anything else? Any question on the practices up until now? Or any other sharing that you guys want to do? No? Okay. All right. So everybody enjoy your day, night,
One
evening.
question, Anu.
Yes.
So what I mean, I've attended like few classes. So what I understand now is, so that practice you do that only that day, right? Like we don't do the previous day's practice on the next day, right? That's what is my understanding because we initially there was like 351, which even Sunita explained and all that, right? So we don't have to do all that on everyday basis, right?
So because you're new, focus
Okay.
on the day. Okay. Um, lot of experienced practitioners, they apply these practices, these 28 practices, as their life is progressing or as their day is progressing. But
Okay.
because you are new, you haven't completed Magic Book even once, um, focus on the day. Focus on the day. Do not get bogged by other days' distractions or the practices. Otherwise, my fear is you're going to feel overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Okay. I know
Mhm.
some of us share the sharing on magnificent outcome on other things because some of us have been doing it for many years, right? Sunita, I know she's practicing. Sunita, how long are you practicing it?
It's been more than 10 years. Yeah.
There you go.
So I just raised my hand for that only. I just want to wow for your statement that yes, when initially I started, I just read it and then I just did one practice one day.
Yeah.
But slowly and gradually, the way you are saying, I have increased. Now almost all practices every day are going on imbibed in the schedule. Yeah. but initially
It's, yeah,
focused on one day. Yeah.
it's gonna become your second nature, Divya.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Anna.
Okay. All right, guys, we are out of time. I'm gonna talk to you guys tomorrow, and enjoy your day, night. Have a magical day, night, wherever you guys are, and let's connect tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.